If your job closed today without any notice, what would you do? For the content creators like myself, if Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and any other social media platform close today and you no longer have access to your social media platforms, what would you do? This idea that is far-fetched that social media can close down or shut down is not that unlikely. Just this past Tuesday, Facebook and Instagram shut down for hours without any notice. I kept trying to sign into my account. If you're like me, I kept trying to sign into my account on Facebook. It was telling me my password was incorrect. And then I was going on Instagram trying to refresh Instagram. Instagram wasn't refreshing. I literally thought I was being hacked. And I know I'm not the only one. I was like, dang, like what's going on? Like my profile and my accounts aren't that big. So why are they trying to take over my stuff? It literally shut down without any advance notice. And it made me think about this, right? If Facebook and Instagram can literally shut down for hours without notice, your job, you can lose your job without notice. Anything can happen without notice. And this confirms to me that no one is safe. You may be thinking, well, Terry, you asked me if my job shut down today, what is it that I would do? I have a standard 9 to 5. If my job shut down today, the only thing that I would do, I would go get another job or I will file for unemployment until another opportunity comes along. Okay, that's a good plan. But then I'll ask you a follow-up question. What if the opportunity doesn't come along? Then what will you do? What is your next option? In this video, I'm going to specifically talk to individuals like myself. You might be at a 9 to 5, like I am. I'm within the contract role, but the standard hours are still within the 9 to 5 time frame, right? Full-time employment. I want to talk specifically to you and put your mind in a place to think that in the event that you lose your job, in the event that social media shuts down, if you're using social media as a way to make your income, if these things are immediately ripped away from you without an advance notice, what is it that you would do? I want to provide you with a specific plan on action to prepare yourself for in the event that you have to make an income based on your own unique gifts and talents. I made a few previous videos before making this one on the importance of building a personal brand because it unlocks the door to multiple streams of income. In those videos, I specifically stated the easiest way to begin building a personal brand, which is absolutely free, is social media. The only thing that I recently realized with social media is not permanent. We have to take it a step further. Social media can close down with the drop of a dime. And if all of our information, if our livelihood is wrapped up into a platform that we do not own, what is it that we need to do? It is absolutely imperative. It is a must that we have to begin thinking about at the beginning, how can we actually own our personal brand? So let's talk through this. So how in the world do we begin to own our personal brand? Your personal brand is owned by producing the products and services aligned to your brand. You own the products and services that you will create to serve your audience. Social media needs to be used as a tool to complement our personal brand. Social media is a free broadcasting tool. Going forward, we need to realize social media is a free broadcasting tool to broadcast our message, to attract our audience, and the people we're put here to serve. But beyond that, we need to adopt this fact that we do not own social media. We're not the creators of these individual platforms. We think we own our profiles, but absolutely Tuesday showed us we don't own that. So with us not owning that, all social media is a rented space that allows us to broadcast our message to our audience. So when we think about how to own our personal brand, that means we have to own the connection between ourselves and the people that we're placed here to serve. So let's break it down even further. How can we own the connection between ourselves, between yourself and the people that you are meant to serve? The way you own that connection is by linking your product and service. You own that channel between yourself and the person or the people you are placed here to serve. The very first step you need to do to begin owning your personal brand is you need to productize yourself. Yeah, I know that's a word, productize myself. Like, what is productizing myself? I'll break it down for you. So all productizing yourself is it's literally making an income and developing products and services based on your purpose, based on your gift, and based on how you want to show up in the world. That's all it is. It sounds like a fancy word, productize, but that's all it literally is. Now, you want to think of the product and service you will provide, right? So think of the product and service you are going to offer your audience. I know me personally, it really put a fire under me to begin thinking about the way I'm going to personally productize myself. I show up each and every week making consistent YouTube videos, posting on Thursdays and Sundays, but now I need to take it a step further. I don't own YouTube, right? I don't own Instagram where I'm consistently posting reels. I don't own other social media platforms. So now I need to think about, okay, Terry, so how are you going to productize yourself? What is the best way you can show up and serve your audience beyond the social media platforms? Me personally, I'll share with you some things that I began to think about, and just let me know your thoughts as well. I began to personally work through steps on how I can best serve my audience. And I've been thinking about offering weekly office hours, like a few hours, probably 2 hours, that we can come together, right? And literally create a space, because my purpose is to help believers identify the thing that they were created to do. Me personally, when I recognized my gift, what made it discouraging is if you're surrounding yourself with people that have not began to tap into that part of themselves, so they're not understanding the path that you're on. So it is imperative and it is important for us to then create a safe space for like-minded individuals to come together, that they can freely share, right? Freely share what it is that you believe your true purpose is and what you're created to do in a safe space around people that encourages you to go after that. Not people that say, like, that doesn't make sense, or somebody else is already doing that, because we know for a fact that our superpower is that no one in this world is absolutely like us. It doesn't matter if we're doing the exact same thing. It will be delivered in a different way, because it's two separate individuals that are doing it. And there's no competition when it comes to you working in your purpose and operating in your purpose and owning your personal brand. So I'm thinking through that, offering office hours for people to come together and sit with me for us to kind of chit chat. Also, right, I was thinking even beyond that, to add a visual. So when people think of, like, they need something in their face that constantly reminds them, do what it is that you were created to do. As I wear a shirt all the time when I'm creating these YouTube videos, just as a simple reminder to do what it is that you were created to do. I always wear a hat, but as you see, I wear different brands of hats, but maybe I can personalize that and create a hat, right, that's aligned with my overall message that I can present to my audience, my tribe as well, that we can kind of create a community. Like, look, we're going to do what we're created to do. Those are some of the things that I personally have been thinking through on how I'm going to productize myself, so I can show up for my audience, just not on YouTube, but beyond YouTube, to add more of an intimate connection, to build a more well-rounded personal brand. And so we can own that, right? Because in the event that YouTube shuts down today, and YouTube was the only way that you met me, and we've never had a conversation off of the platform, right? We've never been able to exchange information, and God forbid it shuts down and you're unable to connect with me again. Like, that would be devastating to me. So that's something that I'm beginning to think through. That's something that you need to begin to think through too, if you're at the beginning of developing your own personal brand. Now we need to take it a step further and see how we own that personal brand. And like I said, how we own that personal brand is we own that connection between ourselves and the audience. So think about, okay, if you want to show up with the weekly Zoom call, what it is you want to capture that information, whether it be through a newsletter, whether it be through a weekly call, whether it be through a book, whether it be through any other product, it allows you to share information. So in the event that social media goes away or anything else crazy happens, that you still have the ability to show up for the people that you're meant to serve, and your tribe, your people that you are showing up for, they still have an ability to stay connected to you. And we stay connected by aggregating information I know personally right now I'm working a contract role with Pandora Jewelry, and I'll tell you how the big companies do it as well. In order for us to stay connected, right? In order for us to keep moving and for us to keep attracting and for us to build our personal brands and our businesses, we absolutely have to be capturing information of the people that we are placed here to serve. With me working in my contract, each and every interaction, you probably will know this too. Each and every time you call somewhere to get help, right now I'm an online chat agent. So even with people chatting in, the first thing that I'm asking these people to verify their information is, can I get your order number or your phone number? And I have to make sure that I have the email address in the case as well. Why is it so important? Each and every interaction, and it's graded for quality purposes, you absolutely have to capture the person's name, their phone number, and their email. Why? Because that's a part of you owning the relationship with the potential customer, with your tribe, with your audience. So I hope that makes sense on, even if you're not a great big brand, begin to think and begin to operate like the big brands and do what they do. So once we productize ourselves with the free offer, we want to make sure we're putting everything that we have in a way, and we want to show up and serve our audience in the most optimal way with that free product or service. Like, give it everything. Don't withhold any information. Make sure you're showing up in a way that's helpful. But beyond that, what you're doing is you're capturing information, you're capturing data. So in the event that something goes on, or you're having a special event or something, you can broadcast your message, not just on social media, but now you have a list of individuals that you've connected with throughout the months or the years that you can broadcast your message to them directly, whether it be through an email marketing campaign, through a newsletter, whatever. You have that information to allow you to do so. I was inclined to make this video because it put a lot into perspective when Instagram and Facebook shut down just this past Tuesday. And I'm like, wow, like I've been telling the tribe to, hit social media hard. It's a free way to begin building your personal brand. Hit social media hard. And then social media shuts down. I'm like, dang, like, okay, now I need to make a follow-up video. We need to take it a step further, not just building our personal brand on social media, but we need to think how we're going to own our personal brand as we are building our personal brand. If you found this video helpful, I will much appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Also drop a comment as well. Let me know that you are beginning to build your own personal brand, and you're going to even take it a step further and think about how you're going to productize yourself so you can own your personal brand. Most importantly, if you made it this far in the video, that means you like me, and I absolutely like you as well. I appreciate you for being here. So you don't miss another video, I will highly encourage you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, so you can join the Terry's Tribe. We're catching a major vibe, y'all, because we'll be coming back with another video. Let's go.